1080p HD webcam, bright bicolor LED panel, and high quality USB microphone. The GameStop Streamer Kit is super affordable and means that there's zero excuse for you to not start streaming this year. Gear is no longer an obstacle. This is the GameStop Streamer Kit bundle. I had the displeasure of paying $80 for this, but it's currently on sale for 65 bucks. This is actually from the brand supposedly Atrix, but I've not seen any reference or this SKU of a streaming kit anywhere else except on GameStop's website. And I thought it would be interesting to take a look at because it is a full set of a webcam, LED light, and microphone for a streaming setup that you could pick up at GameStop, which means your average kind of want to get into streamer or parents buying this for their kids are gonna find this and take a look at it. And is it worth it? Is it worth 80 bucks or 65 bucks? If you want to be a streamer and you go to GameStop and pick up a streaming bundle, or you ask for it for Christmas or holiday or birthday or something, is this worth it? That's a nice little packaged assorted, assortion here. Tiny, tiny little LED panel. These are always not going to be great. I've done a video in the past about tiny, cheap LED panels. No battery sled, but we do have brightness and color temperature dials on the back here. On-off switch, and it looks to be a little LCD screen to indicate the statuses. We've got a cold shoe mount with a tripod screw and a adjustment head, which also unscrews with 1/4-20 threaded tab. So you can mount it on your own arm separately from that, which is actually really cool. This is more mounting than some competing lights actually take into consideration. So it looks like the light will run off of DC power, not USB, which is kind of a bummer, but I have planned in advance for this. The webcam has a detachable cable. Are you serious? It's micro USB, but that is a detachable USB cable. That's pretty stellar. And then we have ourselves a little privacy shield here if you care about that. All right, so standard sits on your monitor, has 1/4-20 threaded tap to mount the webcam. Typical stuff. We have a little mini tripod for the microphone, which comes with a little sort of shock. No, it's not really a shock mount. It's got like a foam gasket in it, but that's not gonna absorb much. We have our USB microphone, again, micro USB on the bottom there. Typical AT2020 style body. Volume dial, headphone jack. That looks like a headphone mute button. Don't know what product managers think you want to mute your headphones from your microphone and not the microphone. Not too shabby if it sounds remotely decent. We do get a teeny tiny little baby light stand for the light panel. My goodness, look how tiny this thing is. The light on the stand. Whee. Little baby streamer light. All right, I'm gonna get everything plugged in. Let's see what kind of stream we can make with this. Atrix microphone shows up, so they're using their own named driver, which is kind of impressive. It's mono. That never happens. That's pretty cool. Your only option is 16-bit, 192 kilohertz, which is fine, I suppose. And this is what the 1080p HD webcam looks like. The light is at 100%, and so I have gone in and in the webcam properties, disabled auto exposure, of course, because that always looks terrible on these, and turned it down to -9, and I'm not clipping as far as I can tell. I'm very pink, at least in this monitor. In this one, I'm kind of green. So, all right, here on one side, we have the integrated camera for my laptop, which to be fair is an expensive laptop, but it's not a good camera. And over here, we have the Atrix webcam that came in the GameStop set. I would argue that even though the integrated laptop struggles to get bright enough in this little bit of light, microphone-wise, you've been hearing it here. I do have a limiter engaged in OBS just so I don't clip, but or at least in software, but otherwise it's completely untouched. So you can judge for yourself, and I'm going to switch to post-processing now with some compression and EQ. Now we're talking with some compression and EQ, so you can hear what I think I could make it sound like, if I can make it sound any good at all. Boopity beepity boop. So we're just going to pretend here that we're live streaming. Oh, I just got that headshot. Oh, I'm wrecking people. Oh, it's doing, yeah. Oh, thanks for the sub, thanks for the bits, thanks for the channel memberships, boopity babbity. All right, so the question becomes, should you buy the streamer kit for yourself to live stream with, or should you buy it for a child, a relative, someone that you know that wants to get into live streaming? If you know that they don't have anything, they don't have a microphone, they don't have a webcam, they don't have a light, honestly, yeah, You could buy individual things separately and maybe get slightly better things, but you're not going to get much better, especially for this price point. For the price of the entire bundle, if they do already have something, like for 60 bucks, you can get a much better microphone. And for right now at the time of recording, you can get a refurbished Razer Kiyo Pro webcam for $87, which is significantly better. But again, that's the price of the whole thing. You still need a light, you still need whatever. This kind of light will not last you too terribly long. It looks fine with like a webcam here, but it's not gonna hold up long term for like real camera use. But if someone's just getting into the basics, having a kit like this available to just go pick up at your local GameStop or whatever is huge. It's amazing how far we've come from this kind of gear being completely inaccessible to only really purchasable online to entire kits now being available on GameStop. I'm very impressed. Obviously, if you're an existing streamer or whatever, then you really have no reason to do it. But coming up on this back to school season, as people are moving into dorms or holidays coming up at the end of the year, kind of dig it. I kind of like that they have this available. It gets the job done. If you want to keep getting the job done and learn to master your live streams, I have plenty of videos on the channel. I will point you to my OBS masterclass to start out with over here, or alternatively, I have a whole video breaking down, or a whole playlist really, breaking down webcams and microphones I will have linked over here. Yeah. Get to streaming. Remember, be kind, rewind.